I'm Michael Gantz, and I'm playing the role of Jay Meyerson. Well, I had worked with John on another project that one of the girls in the cast wrote and produced, and John directed it. And it was Jen's project. She plays Elena, called Dumpwater Divas. And John was the director in that, and we had some great moments and great times, and he must have liked what I was doing, believe it or not, and asked me to be a part of this, so yeah. The first thing I noticed about the script that I liked was how sort of fast-paced it is. It's a little frantic. I mean, it's really, what it is behind the scenes of a show, and sort of what goes into the process of that, and sort of the preparedness and every little nuance and every buddy running around and, you know, trying to get their, you know, get to their places and be in costume and be in the right frame of mind. So it's sort of fun to be put in that world. What do I always tell you, hon? Safety first. Come on, you know this.
Safety first. Wait. I know, Mr. Meyerson, but I got a phone call about special guests from the corporate office. And they are the ones who insist on paint refresh, not me.
Oh, great. Awesome. So they're going to be VIPs in the audience tonight when the artist rope snaps. Wonderful. Who is it anyway? I don't want to know. It doesn't matter.
No,
you know what?
Hi, I'm Ingrid Coree, and I'm playing Tony.
Tony?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Tony. I haven't heard much about Tony.
Oh, you haven't heard about Tony? Well, Tony is actually the French assistant to Jay, and I am basically trouble. I'm just a troublemaker. I wear really short Daisy Dukes, and I dress inappropriately.
Jay, we have a serious problem.
Yeah, it's called a sexual harassment lawsuit. If you keep wearing short shorts like that, Tony, come on.
What? Sexy harassment lawsuit? I don't know what these words mean.
When I did Planet of the Apes, I did stunts on Planet of the Apes, so I had to go to ape school. And I worked with Terry Notary, who is also a Cirque du Soleil performer. And then I did stunts with Jason Durango. He's also a Cirque du Soleil performer. So I've got a bunch of experience with some of these guys.
John contacted me because we kept contact after the show. And he was like, well, the first reading was, I think, 1.5 years ago. And he was like, oh, I have something. If you want to be part of it, you'd play the role of Buster. And I did go to the reading, and we had a lot of fun. And in front and with most of the cast was part of Iris as well. And then he just called me a couple of days ago for this shoot, because it was like, oh, I didn't recast this guy, and you already know the character, so, and you're French Canadians and you have a crazy big accent, so we should use that.
What are you? I guess were you familiar with Iris in any way when I was playing?
I was just the smallest amount. John invited me to do a live a table read, which I think this is more or less like based off of, and we did that at a great space in Hollywood, and it was in front of I don't even know, maybe I'd say like a few hundred people. It was really great. And beforehand, John aired some clips and some stuff he had taken of some background footage of all the cast and crew that were there that night. So it was just a wonderful night, and it was great being a part of that, yeah.
No, it wasn't Craigslist. My manager sent me on it, and I actually didn't think I was going to be able to make it because I was working. And so I asked my boss if I could take off, and he was like, I don't care what you do, go for it. And I'm like, really? I'm like, okay. So I drove all the way over here, and then I got here, I'm like, what part am I reading for? Because I saw everybody with the sides, and they're all looking, learning their lines. I'm going, I don't know what character I'm reading for. I'm like, okay, I know I'm a dumb blonde, but really? So I called my manager up, and I auditioned for one part, but then while in the audition, I just started ad-libbing and doing different characters and things like that, and John was just like, oh my God, you're hysterical. He's like, let me hear your French accent. So I lived in Paris for 2 years. So I did my French accent, and he's like, okay. He goes, I know you're not 20. He's like, but, he goes, you're doing that part. So I'm a little older than 20.
But you make it work. That's the good part. Craft the script around the actor.
Exactly. So
what was touching about it is the fact that it's really inspired by people who actually lived and were actually part of the show. I mean, even the names are like directly inspired by a real person. Like there's this character here, I think it's Kelly, no, it's Sarah Kelly or something like that, but it's a mix of two persons. It's the first name of one, the last name of the other ones. They were both stage managers, and she plays the role of stage manager.
Oh, I love the fact that it's based on, it's based on reality. I mean, it's based on real characters that, they've morphed into different, some of them have blended a couple of the characters. But this is a real person's story about, how the show, had to go on and how it was going to, fail and what have you. So it hits home because, everybody's had a project that they've worked on that gets that you lose your job or what have you. But these people love, what they did, and they love what they do, and and they're losing their job. They're basically getting kicked to the street, and then somebody comes in and saves the day. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
I see everyone from the original show part of the script, and that's intentional. I mean, John wanted to represent the show and to get the feeling of it. And even at the reading, he explained like stuff that we do back there, like how we hang out, how we call each other, how we interact with people, because it was really a big family. Right. And this show, that's really what it represents. It's a big family reunited, and yeah, it's funny. It's touching at times because I could read through the line and hear the voice of the original person. It was fun.